North Dakota foul, 35. Colin Fitchy, their first team foul. Crazy. Travel. Yeah, game for the Wildcats. Number 11. Team 2. Credit Union. Time.
Frigi looks over to Sawatsky, gets it back to Roscoe. She'll shoot the long two. Shot is up and good. Hawks lead 13-4. Welch Coleman with it. She'll shoot the long two ball. Shot rattles off and out with the rebound is Sawatsky. She drives this one, gets it to Dyer. Dyer to her left looking. Out to Sawatsky, back to Roscoe. Bounce pass underneath to Frigi and they'll call it travel. Adams inbounding to Welch Coleman. She'll pass back to Adams to the right. Hale with it, back to Quinn. Quinn to Drake, back to Welch Coleman. Waiting over to Adams. Shot off and no good, and North Dakota gets the rebound again. Three ball from the Fighting Hawks, no good. Hale fighting the rebound. She comes up with it, driving down the court, going to the basket. She goes, lays it up. No call there and no shot, no good. So turnover again on Weber State. Frigi with the ball, shot up and good. Hawks lead 15-4 and they call a foul now in the basket. So Zaria Hill gets the field goal and will go to the line for a three-point play. And Jocelyn Adams checks out with Tyshell Blake checking in. Zaria Hill gets the basket. Three-point plate there, and Wildcats have 7 on the board. Still there from Tyshell Blake. Welch Coleman now with it over to Drake. Drake will shoot the three ball, shot off no good. Tyshell sliding for the rebound, she gets it. Welch Coleman will wait, set this one up. Drake waiting with it. She'll go, drives up to the basket, tries to lift up, shot hits the bottom of the rim, and Fighting Hawks come up with it. Dyer with it on her right, looking for a screen from Roscoe. Goes to the basket and gets the shot up, and she gets her first field goal of the night. Quinn with it. Welch Coleman bounce pass to Drake. Gets it back to Welch Coleman. She goes, tries to hit the shot. It hits the side of the backboard. And the Fighting Hawks get it back. Roscoe with it, driving over to, they get it back to Roscoe. She goes to the basket and lays it up and in. And Coach Ord will call it could be an issue for him all night. Paulina Rodriguez checked in. She has the ball. Bounce pass over to Drake. Drake waiting. Off a screen of Blake. Gets nowhere. Bounce pass to Blake. Blake under the basket. And they'll call it travel. I believe that's their third travel called on them already tonight. Sawatsky with it. Stolen by Quinn. Goes to the basket. Shot no good, but she is fouled. So she'll go to the free throw line. And that is the 4th team foul for the Fighting Hawks. Quinn shooting 79% from the free throw line. First one is good for Quinn. She gets her first point of the night. Second shot up and good. And Sawatsky has the ball. Full court press here from Weber. Sawatsky looking for help. Gets it back over to Morton. Sawatsky with it underneath to Zabla, and shot up no good, and Paulina comes down with it. Quinn with it. 4-on-5 there for a minute. Rodriguez back to Blake. Blake looking in another travel there on Blake. Weber State with already 6 turnovers in this game in the first quarter. They average only 15 a game. Franklin with it. Bounce pass over to Zabla. Strand and over to Morton with the long ball. No good. Hale on the floor fighting for the rebound. Drake up with it. Players still trying to get off the floor, and a shot up and good for Kaylee Quinn. Weber State now cuts it to single digits after a rough start in the first quarter. Zabla with it. Bounce pass. Morton back to Franklin. Over to Zabla. Roscoe with it. Long outlet pass to Franklin. She'll try and drive off a screen from Roscoe. Gets nowhere. Back to Claybo, who lays it up and in. Claybo's first basket today. Shot clock is off. Quinn with it. Looking, drives to her right. She'll go outlet to Hale to Drake, who shoots a 3-ball shot, no good. Quinn for the rebound. Zabla gets it, and turnover, but out of bounds on Rodriguez. So North Dakota will get it back with 2.8 seconds left on the game clock. Dominique Williams coming in for the Wildcats. Franklin with it, has to get the shot off quickly, hits the backboard and is no good. So we'll go into the second quarter. She comes to her right. Goes back over to Quinn. Quinn shoots the 3. Shot rattles in and out. Williams with the rebound. Williams get back to Rodriguez. Over to Welch Coleman. She'll tap back out to an open Denon, who shoots the 3. Shot rolls around the rim, comes out, and Franklin comes out with the rebound. Strand with the ball. Goes to the center court. Dyer with it over underneath to Freegee, who gets the layup. Freegee now with 12 points, giving the Hawks a 23-11 advantage. Williams with it. Goes to her right, over to Welch Coleman. Welch Coleman goes, wants to shoot the ball, doesn't, gets it to Denon. Shot up and out for Denon. Dyer will shoot the 3-ball. Shot is in for Dyer. She now 5 points. Hawks take their biggest lead, 26-11. Dominique with it. Gets it over to Rodriguez. Welch Coleman up top, motioning for help. Williams will come, set a screen. Back to Williams. She'll shoot a 3, and it is good for Dominique Williams. The first field goal for the Wildcats in the quarter. Strand with it, gets it back to Dyer. Dyer over to Freegee. Freegee heavily guarded there, gets it away. Underneath, shot is blocked. North Dakota stays with it. On the ground fighting. Freegee, Claybo gets it and lays it up and in. 28-14 Hawks. Williams, she'll shoot another 3, off, and Dyer comes out with the rebound. To her left, looking, she'll drive up, bounce pass to an open Freegee under the basket. 14th point there for Freegee. Welch Coleman will wait. Motions for another screen from Williams. Gets it over to Williams. Out to Quinn. Quinn will shoot the 3 this time. Hits the rim hard and rattles off. Claybo came down with the rebound. Franklin driving. Shoot, and she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line. First team foul. It was Jaimani Welch Coleman's first personal foul. Franklin's a 68% free throw shooter. First one is good. She also leads the team in assists and steals. Second one hits the rim hard. Blake comes down with the rebound. Danon's open. She'll try again for the three, and this one is good. Danon gets her 4th point tonight. First field goal. Franklin with it. Gets it over to Roscoe. Back to an open Dyer. Dyer will shoot back, answer with the three. Rolls around and out. Rebound to Morton, who shoots it back up and in. Welch Coleman goes to her right. Bounce pass to Quinn, who runs into Welch Coleman. Goes underneath, and the pass is no good. Out of bounds. And Zaria Hale will check in, along with Emily Drake for the Wildcats. Heavily guarded, there's Franklin. She goes, gets it under. Claybo with it, guarded by Blake. Now Roscoe back to Claybo. Shot is in and good. Zaria with it on her right. Blake looking. Long pass across the court to Williams. We were playing around the perimeter. Jaimani trying to drive in and loses it. They'll keep it Weber ball. Drake will inbound. Five seconds on the shot clock. Drake with it over on her right. Hale trying to drive. She'll shoot it up and she will get the layup. Nice round shot for Zaria Hale. Claybo with it, gets it quick to Roscoe, who misses the shot. Good defensive play there from the Wildcats, a good stop. Welch Coleman up top, center. Looking to drive on Roscoe, they'll call a foul. Foul's on number 5, Samantha Roscoe. First team foul for the Fighting Hawks in the quarter. Williams with it over to Welch Coleman. Welch Coleman looking. Lobs over the top to Blake. Out to an open Williams. She'll try for three again. Shot is good for Dominique Williams. 2 3 balls so far this game. Morton with it. And kick ball from Hale. She tried to steal that one away. Fighting Hawks will get that one back. And in checks Grace Sawatsky and number 32, Kayla Burrows for the Fighting Hawks. So I get situated here. Weber State on the full court there. Sawatsky to her right. Looking for help, gets it over to Morton. Morton up top, guarded by Drake. Back to Sawatsky, who gets it to Dyer. Dyer looking to drive. She tries and she travels. And Coach Ord will call a timeout there. Some good 3 points on the 7th. Drake with it, gets it to Hale. Hale looking for help. Take a step back, gets it to Blake. Blake back to Drake. Drake over to Hale in the right corner. She tries to drive. Open to Drake, who will shoot the three now, and the shot is good. So now Weber State goes to 5 of 12 from the three-point line. And Weber State back within 10. Dyer now will answer back with a three of her own. Misses this one, gets the rebound. So some great defensive stops there for Weber State, creating the travel and Now the steal or the rebound from Blake. Blake underneath the basket, lays it up and in. Blake gets her first points of the night. And as Weber State is cutting this one up. To her right to Dyer. Dyer looking for help. Lobs it underneath to Freegee. Freegee heavily guarded by Williams and Blake. And they'll call a foul there on Tyshell Blake. Tyshell Blake looks around and didn't think the foul should have been called on her, but she'll take it. She comes out. They get the ball into Burrows. Burrows over to Sawatsky. Sawatsky looking, guarded by Hill. Dyer now with it. Looking to Freegee. They're trying to get her in the paint, and they will, and she'll get the shot up it. And it is good. Freegee now with 16 points. Drake with the ball on her right. Over to Quinn. Quinn up top. Drives back to Drake. Drake will try and drive this time. Shot is no good, and Burrows will come up with. And they'll call a foul here on Zaria Hale. It's her first and third team foul. Burrows inbounding to Sawatsky. Sawatsky goes to her left, guarded by Hale. Motions for a screen from Burrows. She gets it past to Strand, then to Freegee into the basket. That shot no good. And Quinn comes up with it. Drake up, lobs it over to Williams. Williams looks to tie her career high, misses the shot, and Myers comes out with, Dyer comes out with it. Dyer long pass to Sawatsky across the court, pass underneath to Freegee. Freegee's backed out outside the perimeter and stolen by Hale. Hale, quick pass to Quinn, she'll slow it down. Get it back to Drake. Drake over to Williams, who's hot from behind the arc. She'll go over to right. Welch-Coleman will drive. Force it back outside the perimeter. Looking, gets it back to Williams. Over to Quinn, 10 on the shot clock. Drake, looking. She'll turn around, dribbles, take a step back for the three, and that one's blocked away. Freegee comes up with this one. Get it to Sawatsky. Slow it down. Get it over to Dyer. Strand up top. Back to Burrows. Burrows drives over to Freegee, who misses the layup. She'll go up again and miss again. Drake will come with the rebound. Welch-Coleman on the left side zigzags across, takes the shot and hits, and will go to the line for a three-point play here. Welch-Coleman's first points of the night. Against Idaho, she had 7 assists and 10 points, both season highs for Jaimani. So we have some substitutions on the floor. Mid-20 left in the half. And shot is up and good, and Weber State cuts the lead down to 7. Franklin with it, heavily guarded there by Hale and Welch-Coleman. Gets passed back to Freegee, over to Strand, who's outside on her left, back to Dyer. Dyer runs around, Freegee around the three-point line, and Strand is open for three. Shot is no good. Hale down with the rebound. Her 4th rebound tonight. Drake with it on the right, over to open Welch-Coleman. She'll lob it over to Williams. Williams looks, turns around, shoots. Shot is tipped away, and Freegee got the rebound. Franklin waits up top, gets it over to Strand. Strand back to Dyer. Over to Franklin. Inside to Freegee, and Claybo lobs it up and in. About half a second between game clock and shot clock. Welch-Coleman with it. She motions to the game clock. She'll run the clock down, waiting. Walks to her right. Off a screen from Williams. Forces back outside the perimeter. Quinn will shoot the three-ball shot, no good. And Claybo down with the rebound. And they will not get a shot off in time, and the Fighting Hawks will go into the locker room at half with the letter off the glass here in the second half. Fighting Hawks start with the ball. Franklin with it up top, gets it over to Strand. Strand over to Frigi, who tries shot, is no good, and then Claybo is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Quick team foul for Weber State into the quarter.
The first team foul.
And Claybo will go to free throw line for the first time tonight. First shot rolls in and is good. She's a 73% free throw shooter. And second one's no good. Then gets the rebound. Belch Coleman crosses half court, waits, up top to her right. Looking, and she'll lob it over to Adams. Adams looks for the shot, and it is good. Adams gets her first point tonight after going 0 from 2 from the field. Franklin has it to Dyer. Dyer over the top to Franklin. Strand over to Claybo, back to Frigi to Claybo. Dyer with it over to Franklin. Outside the perimeter, long pass to Dyer, guarded by Welch Coleman. Another pass across court to Franklin. She'll try and drive. She loses the ball, and Coleman saves this one. Weber State with it. Welch Coleman to her right. Now comes, drives. Back out to Adams. Quinn now has it, looking to drive. She'll go up to the basket, and she is fouled. Quinn will be shooting 2. She's 2 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. Makes the first one. Quinn has scored in double digits the last 3 of 4 games. She now has 4 tonight. Excuse me, 5 tonight. And she misses the second free throw. Franklin with it. Gets it to Dyer over to the right. She'll pass it back. And Claybo will take the shot, and it is good. Denon with it on the right, gets it to Drake. Drake will go up for the 2-ball shot, no good. Rebound to Claybo. Franklin with it, driving. She'll stop, pass it back out to Dyer outside the perimeter. Get it back to Claybo, who gets it to Franklin. Franklin will try and drive, passing it around. Claybo under the basket. She loses it out of bounds, and Weber State will get the ball back. To the right is Quinn. It's Coleman with it now. She waits, shoots, shot, air ball is no good. And it'll be North Dakota ball. And Frigi comes out to inbound into Franklin. Weber State pulling a full court press here. Franklin gets it over to Strand. Strand back to Frigi with a career night of 16 points. Dyer on the right side, back to Strand. Back to Franklin outside. She'll look to drive, and it hits Adams and goes out of bounds, so Fighting Hawks will get the ball back. Claybo with it. Looks for help. She'll shoot it up, and the shot is good for Claybo. Hawks lead 44-33. Welch Coleman with it, looking, she'll drive up, lose it. They'll call foul there, so Welch Coleman will go to the free throw line. They call the foul on 0, Chastity Franklin. Second team foul for the Fighting Hawks in the third quarter. Welch Coleman makes the first one. Welch Coleman's a 65% free shooter. Second shot up and good. Weber State cuts it back within 9. Franklin bounce pass to Dyer with it. Pass to Frigi, loses it out of bounds, but goes out of on Weber State. Claybo up top with it, gets it to Franklin. Franklin will step back, wait, get to Frigi, back to Franklin, inside to Claybo, who passes back outside the perimeter. Frigi on the line for a long 2-ball. Shot is no good. Rebound to the Hawks. Frigi under the basket again, and they'll call a foul. Foul's on Kaylee Quinn. That's the second team foul on the Wildcats. So Frigi shooting. As she hits the first one. And Jill Morton checks in for North Dakota. Second one is good as well, so Frigi now with 18 points to lead all. And she checks out as Samantha Roscoe checks back in. Roscoe, the leading blocker in the Big Sky Conference. Denon looking, goes back out to Drake out, Quinn outside the perimeter. Shot is no good. Rebound to Franklin. Franklin to her right. Gets to Dyer. Dyer looking, and a foul called there on Tyshell Blake. It's Blake's second foul. The third team foul. Weber State will put the Fighting Hawks in the bonus pretty quickly if they keep this up. Roscoe with it outside to her right. Gets it over to Roscoe. Roscoe driving to the basket. Shoots it, shot no good, and Blake will come down with the rebound. Blake's third rebound tonight. Denon will try driving, pass out to open. Drake gets it to Quinn. Drake will slow it down. Now back to Welch Coleman, who decides to shoot the three and is good. Welch Coleman now with 8 points. Franklin with up top, long pass underneath to Roscoe. It is tipped away, but Claybo gets it back and puts it up and in. And Weber loses it. Claybo comes up with it. Drake Welch Coleman there trying to give her trouble. Dyer with the ball, looking, drives to the basket, and she is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Dyer with only 5 points tonight. She averages 15 a game and leads the team. Weber State doing a good job stopping her. She's only shooting 2 of 5 from the field. And she hits the first one. She's a 77% free throw shooter. And Zaria Hale checks in for Emily Drake. Fallon Frigi will come in as well for the Fighting Hawks. She comes in for Claybo. And Dyer knocks down the second one. Hits both free throws there, putting the Hawks back up 12. Welch Coleman gets it to Quinn. Denon bounces to Blake. And stolen away by Dyer. Dyer waits outside the perimeter. She'll wait to get the set up. Roscoe up top, looking. Zawadzki back to Morton. Dyer over to Frigi. Frigi looking. Gets it back to Dyer, underneath to Roscoe. Bounce pass to Frigi. Shot is no good. Denon fighting for the rebound, but Morton comes out with it, and Roscoe shoots the ball and is fouled. And that is the 5th team foul on Weber State already, and that puts Fighting Hawks in the bonus going to the line from here on out in the third quarter. Still 5 minutes left. We're only halfway through. Roscoe hits the first one. Samantha Roscoe averages just over a block a game, and she's number 2 in block shots this season in the Big Sky. She hit 11 blocks in 2 games on the 12th and 14th this last week. Second one is good. 52-38 for North Dakota. Welch Coleman with it on the right. Points. Motions for Quinn. Quinn loses it, and Hale gets it back. Long pass to Blake, and it goes out of bounds. And timeout on the floor, immediate timeout here. And from the field. And still there. Hale gets up with it, and still back by the Fighting Hawks as Strand comes with it, guarded, back to Morton, over to Sawatsky. Sawatsky to her right, long pass over. Strand has it, back to Morton, who shoots a three ball, hits the rim hard, rattles back in the basket, and out, and Williams comes out with the rebound. Quinn waiting, she'll shoot the three ball quick and hit it. Kaylee Quinn now with 8 points. She's only shooting 2 of 7 from the field, and that was her first three ball as she went 0-5 from the three-point line previously. Warren up at the basket, rolls off the rim, no good. Quinn cut with this one, she'll wait. Brings this one up top. Quinn gets it back to Welch Coleman. Hale to the right. Looking, back to Quinn. Quinn drives out to Williams. Williams goes around the arc to her left. Welch Coleman up top. She'll decide to shoot the three, and it hits hard and is out. Sawatsky with it. Quickly to Strand. Strand dishes out to Freegee. Freegee shoots and now has 20 points, her first 20 game of her career. Hawks lead 54-41. Quinn will decide to shoot the three, no good, and Roscoe comes out with the rebound. Sawatsky with it, outside the arc, gets it inside to Freegee. Freegee will get back to Roscoe, who passes to Strand outside. Shot is no good, Quinn will get the rebound again. Quinn to her right, looking, dishes it to Welch Coleman. Welch Coleman motioning for help from Blake. Blake will try and get up to set the pick and roll. There she goes. Welch Coleman to the basket, shot is up, no good. Roscoe back-to-back rebounds. And shot is up quickly and good for North Dakota as Welch Coleman is down. Freshman year, just started her freshman year here in January. She's from Mexico. Hale on the right side. Looking, gets it to Drake. Drake shoots a three ball, shot hits rim and comes out, and Sawatsky comes out with the rebound. Sawatsky going to her right, bounce pass into Roscoe, shot up, no good. Hale fight for the rebound, gets it. She's running down the court. She'll wait, get to Paulina. Paulina will shoot the three ball, hit, rattle in and out. Drake somehow comes out with it, breaks out, trying to get back out. Goes to Williams. Williams looking for her career high tonight. The freshman from Meridian, Idaho. Hale points and looks for a screen from Adams. And they call a foul on 24, Bailey Strand, for the Fighting Hawks. So Weber State will inbound the ball. That was the third team foul on North Dakota. Some substitutions. Dyer comes in. Drake with it. Gets it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez outside. Looking. Out to Williams. Williams back to Adams. She'll stay with the ball. Go to the basket. Shot off, no good. Excuse me, that was Adams. Sawatsky with it to her left. Now Freegee with it. Looking, goes up. Nice defense there from Adams. Fighting for it. Hale rolling on the ground, and they'll call Weber State ball. Good hustle there from the Wildcats, and Hale will limp around trying to walk it out. Looks like she tweaked an ankle there. Weber State can't have any more injuries as they sent their backup point guard back to locker room, but she's now on the bench, and Deshira Thomas is out due to the flu as Drake lays one up and in. Drake now with 8 points. Dyer out to Sawatsky. Sawatsky back out to Morton. Morton over to Dyer. Dyer will shoot the three. Rolls in and out. Claybo gets the rebound, puts it back up. Second chance, no good, and Frigi comes out with it. She'll reset this one. Get it over to Dyer. Dyer gets it to Claybo, who loses that one almost out of bounds. Dyer up with it, and they'll call a foul on Jocelyn Adams. Dyer to the free throw line. So both teams struggling shooting here in the third quarter. North Dakota has shot only 2 of the last 8, and Weber State has gone 0 of the last 6. And Weber State is yet to score in the last 3 minutes. They wipes off the floor, get it ready to go. Dyer will shoot the free throws. Dyer, a 77% free throw shooter. She misses the first. And Denon, Blake, and Quinn will check in for the Wildcats. And Chastity Franklin will come in for the Fighting Hawks. And second one is good for Dyer. Blake will inbound, get it over to Denon. Full court press from the Fighting Hawks. Denon motioning for help, she'll get it back to Paulina. Rodriguez up top. Bounces back and forth. Franklin on her. Shot clock is off, 8 seconds. She goes to her right, tries to lay it up and in, and she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line with a chance to get Weber some points. First one is good for Rodriguez. Only her third free throw shot and her 4th free throw of the season. She's actually 100%. Dyer with it, and she is pushed out of bounds, so Weber State will get the ball back with 2 seconds on the clock. And Welch Coleman will check back in, so that's good news for the Wildcats. Drake inbounding, looking for help, gets it over to Rodriguez, who shoots a three, is no good. It was close on that corner. And so the Hawks will go with a 12-point lead into the fourth quarter, leading 57 to 45. Welch Coleman will start this one off. Motion for Denon. She comes and gets it. Denon steps back, long 2-ball. Shot is no good. Quinn underneath fighting for it. And they'll call Hawks ball. And Bailey Strand and Samantha Roscoe will check in for North Dakota. North Dakota has not had a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes. Claiborne loses that one. Weber State giving it a hard time defensively, but they get that one back. Get it into Franklin up top. Gets it over to Dyer. Roscoe back out to Dyer. Dyer over to Strand. Dyer back to Strand. Strand over to Franklin, looking to get in the paint. She'll dribble up, take the shot, no good. Quinn will come down with the rebound. It's a 4th rebound for Kaylee Quinn tonight. Quinn gets it over to Welch Coleman. Points to Blake, comes up, lobs up, gets it. Looking for those points in the paint, and now she's blocked by Roscoe, who is the number 2 blocker in the Big Sky. Shot is off, no good. Adams fights for it, keeps it, and goes out of bounds. So North Dakota will get the ball back. So Weber State will bring the full court press here. Franklin over to Strand. They'll play catch back and forth. Dyer heavily guarded, back to Franklin. Strand's open for three, and she drains it. Hawks go back up 15. 60-45. That was their first field goal of the quarter. Shot is no good. Drake came for the rebound, and North Dakota gets up with it. Franklin trying to drive on Welch Coleman. She pushes, or Welch Coleman pushed, they'll call a foul there on her. Her second personal foul, and first team foul for Wildcats. And Zaria Hale checks in for the Wildcats, along with Rodriguez. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Claybo with it, bounce pass over, and stolen by Quinn. Quinn will circle around Dyer, keep it back to Denon. Denon only shooting 1 of 6 from the field tonight. Gets it over to Hale, back to Quinn. Quinn will shoot the 3 ball, hits the rim and off, and Hale gets it back and tries to put it up, but she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line. Great play there by Zaria Hale. Leads the team tonight with 6 rebounds.
Let's go, 11.
Hale hits the first one. Now with 6 points tonight. And in comes Frigi. And Dyer walks up for the Fighting Hawks. Second one is good. Sawatsky with it, guarded by Hale. Gets it back to Dyer. She'll look past Hale, trying to steal it, give her some trouble there. Strand will wait with it. And nice reach in from Zaria, gets it to Paulina, misses the shot. Hale tries to keep that one in bounds, but steps out of bounds as she swats that away, so Fighting Hawks will get this one back. Long pass goes out of bounds, intended for number 34, Lexi Claybo. Claybo with a double-double tonight, 15 points, 11 rebounds. Denon gets it into Rodriguez. She goes to her left, gets it over to Denon, bounce pass to Blake. Blake looking, she'll decide to dribble, goes up for the basket, shot, rolls around the rim, and comes out, and Claybo comes down with her 12th rebound of the night. Sawatsky with it. She'll bring this one up top. Pass to Frigi. Frigi back to Claybo. Over to an open Claybo, who goes up, and she's fouled by Blake. Now it's Blake's 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul. Weber needs to be careful on their fouling. It put them in trouble last quarter as they allowed put the Fighting Hawks in the bonus with 5 minutes still left in the quarter. First one is good for Claybo. And then free throws, they ended up going 5 of 6 in the quarter, so needing to be careful on that and control that, and second shot is good as well. Denon will inbound this one for Weber. Quinn over to Rodriguez, over to Hale. Hale drives to the basket, and she is swatted away, and Coach Ord wants a foul there, but Weber will get the ball back, but they won't call a foul. Rodriguez looking for help, gets it into Quinn. Quinn driving to the basket, she'll lay it up, and it will roll in for Quinn. She now has first player to hit double digits tonight. Dyer with it to the left. Gets it to Franklin up top. Gets it over to Roscoe. Roscoe looking, trying to drive. And Rodriguez will steal that one away. Hale quickly to Quinn, back to Drake, who shoots the three, and it will roll in for Emily Drake. Wildcats bring it back within 10. Bounce pass into Strand, back Freegee, back to Franklin. Franklin tries to drive back out to Roscoe, and Strand will shoot the three ball, which is an air ball. Freegee tries to get it in, and Rodriguez comes out with it, and Drake up top, Denon with it, gets it back to Drake. Denon will shoot the three, and that one is good, and Denon will get her second three of the night. Back-to-back three-point shots for the Wildcats. Bring them now within 8. Franklin up top with it. Franklin on the left, guarded by Hale. Gets it out to Freegee, over to Dyer. Dyer waiting. She looks to drive. Comes back out, gives it to Roscoe. And stolen by Quinn as Hale comes with it, trying to keep control. She'll get it back to Denon, over to Rodriguez, who's open. She'll drive, goes to the basket, throws it up and lays it in. And Rodriguez making a splash tonight. The most minutes she's played this year. As the Fighting Hawks will call a timeout as Weber State looking for their first win ever against North Dakota in the D Event Center. Morton over to Franklin, has it, lobs over the top, and they call a foul. This one is called on Emily Drake, third team foul. And ref comes up to the table, and they'll review this one and make sure they have it. So they'll call a timeout here for the refs to take a minute. Coach Ord talking to the refs too and making sure she knows personal foul on Drake. So North Dakota comes with it, and nice defense there from Zaria Hale, forcing the turnover as it rolls out of bounds on Franklin. Coach Ord motioning that she wants Rodriguez to come in, so Rodriguez will check in as Blake comes out. Weber goes small here. Rodriguez coming to her right, gets it over to Quinn. Quinn moves to her right as well, goes to the basket, and she is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line. Second team foul of the Fighting Hawks.
Foul of 0, Chesapeake Franklin, her 4th, team 2.
Quinn has shot 3 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. First one is good. And substitution there as Bailey Strand comes in for North Dakota. And she hits the second one. Weber State on a 12-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Freegee with it, heavily guarded by Drake here, giving her some trouble. Gets it back over to Morton. And they call it there. Great defense there from Weber State, forced the turnover. Now they have their 12-0 run and have hit 4 of their last 4 from the field. And Sawatsky and Roscoe will check in for the Fighting Hawks. Weber State within 3. Rodriguez gets it quickly. Rodriguez up top, gets it to Denon. Denon looking, driving, she'll go up to the basket, throw it over the top and lay it in, and Weber State now within what, 62-61. Coach Jordan motioning for a play here, defense. To get to Roscoe, she'll go up to the basket, Hale swats that one away, Weber State comes up with it, Hale to the right, crosses over to the left to the Quinn. Quinn over to Denon away, over to open Drake in the left corner. Quinn back with it, she'll go to the basket, and this one is up and in and good, and Weber State has their first lead of the night. They lead 63-62 after being down as many as 18 points tonight. Hale on Sawatsky, and the momentum shifting. Dyer up with it up top, they get it back to Roscoe. Roscoe waiting over to Dyer. Dyer looks to shoot the three, and that one is good, and that is their first points in the last 3 minutes. So Hawks back up to 65-63. Another three from Quinn, shot no good, and Claybo with the rebound. Dyer to the left corner, throws it across to the right corner to Freegee, back to Dyer with it, she'll look to drive to the basket, shot good, Denon comes down with the rebound, Rodriguez down the right side, gets it to Hale, Hale over the top to Drake, outlet to Quinn, Quinn comes around the arc, and Coach Ord will call a timeout. We've got a game here with the Hawks leading 6 center and end an 8-game road streak in Big Sky play for the Fighting Hawks, and they call a foul here. Third team foul on the Hawks. Rodriguez will inbound. That foul was on 35, by the way, foul on Freegee. Bounce pass into Denon, who gets it, she'll wait. Keeps with it, gets it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it to Drake. Drake back outside the perimeter. Gets it to Hale. Hale looks back to Quinn. Quinn will try, loses it, and Dyer comes out with it. Dyer to Sawatsky. Sawatsky goes to her right, guarded by Quinn. Turns around, goes the other way. Quinn stays on her. Claybo with it, back to Sawatsky. Strand with it, back to Dyer. Dyer waiting, 8 on the shot clock. Back to Freegee, who loses this one. Quinn dives on the ground fighting for it, and they'll call a jump ball. This will be North Dakota's ball. And the Fighting Hawks will call it out, rebounding the Fighting Hawks here in the fourth quarter. Gets it still and has it, gets it over, and it's hit off of Claybo out of bounds, so Weber State will get the ball back. Rodriguez sets to check back in quickly. Blake will come out. And Roscoe will check in for North Dakota. Freegee out. Freegee again, 16 points in the first, only 4 here in the second. Rodriguez guarded by Franklin. Goes back and forth, gets it to Quinn. Quinn waits to Denon. Denon shoots the 3-ball. Shot is off, no good. And Strand comes out with it. Hale guarding. Stays on Franklin. Dyer now with it. Weaver sets at the zone. Hale trying to stay with Franklin off a screen from Roscoe. Gets it back to Roscoe. Underneath to Claybo, who's fouled by Denon. That's Denon's first personal foul, 4th team foul. And with 40 seconds left, Hawks lead at 65-63. Next foul will put Hawks in the bonus. Dyer looking to inbound. Looks to get in, gets it all the way across to Freegee with it. She waits. 10 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And they call a foul here on Zaria Hale. That's her 3rd. And Hawks will be shooting now, which could be, this could be the game for Weber State. Dyer going to the line. She's shot 3 of 4 from the charity stripe tonight. First one is good. Puts Hawks up 3, 66-63. Blake comes in for Rodriguez. Rodriguez with 4 points tonight. And second one is also good for Dyer. So Coach Ord quickly calls a timeout. The game clock. Holtz Coleman with it. Stolen by Zawatsky. Fighting on the floor. Time ticking. Dyer cut with it. Weber State will have to foul here. And Quinn will, sending North Dakota back to the free throw line. So Dyer, who is shot 5 of 6 from the free throw line, goes back and looks to make this a 3-possession game. First one is good. Dyer now with 14 points. Second one is no good, and Blake comes out with it. Shot clock is off. Drake on the left side. Drake gets it to Quinn. Quinn, Blake with the screen, and Quinn shoots a 3, no good, as Weber State somehow comes out with that one. Again, no good, and they'll call a foul here. As Blake wipes her face as she got hit, and they'll call the foul on Tyshell Blake. That was her 4th personal foul. So North Dakota will go back across the court, and they will shoot the free throw. Free G shooting. And first one is good. Free now with 21 points. Shooting 4 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. Blake comes out, holding her face. She got hit. Free will shoot again. That one rattles out, and Sawatsky comes down with it. So they'll call a foul on Roscoe. Offensive foul, so Weber will go back across the floor. To who will be shooting this one is Denon for the Wildcats. And they'll say it was for her, that she wasn't in the bonus, so no shots there for Weber State. And Coach Ord will call a timeout with 9.5. Rodriguez gets it into Quinn. Quinn hurries and shoots away the 3 and is no good, but she's fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line and she'll shoot 3. With 5.5 left on the game clock. So Quinn with 14 points to lead the Wildcats. She's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Refs are going to the table to check something here. Coach Brewster for North Dakota not happy with them checking, trying to figure out what's going on. They'll take a look here and try and confirm that Quinn will be shooting 3 free throws. Weber State struggled from shooting tonight, but now this quarter, shooting 6 of 17, only 20 of 61 in the game. Allowing North Dakota to shoot 43%, about 10% better. And they'll wait and confirm. Quinn has now scored double digits in the last 4 of 5 games, as she struggled the first little bit of the season. And Weber State again will be back at home on Saturday to take on the #1 Big Sky team. Northern Colorado will have the game here at 2 o'clock. North Dakota will stay on the road. They'll travel to Idaho State. And Idaho State currently sits in the 5th spot in the Big Sky. Refs making sure they've got the right call here. And the 7-0 run from North Dakota really hurt Weber as they were unable to score any points in the last 3 minutes. And Weber State has hit 0 of their last 4 from the field and unable to get to the free throw line. The motion back for North Dakota, and Quinn will shoot the free throws now. And they were checking the game clock there, so there's actually 8.3 seconds left. And Quinn hits the first one. Second one is up and good. See what Weber can do now. She misses a second. Rebound goes to Frigi. North Dakota hurries and calls a timeout. And so Weber State now within 4, but still 2 possessions with only 7.2 seconds left in the game. But a hard-fought game back from the Wildcats as they're missing their starting point guard, Deshaira Thomas. And that's a big influence they're losing as she averages 14 points a game. So Weber State is Denmo filling her presence here. Look to foul quickly. Roscoe looking inbounds. They'll call a foul here on Kaylee Quinn. And Dyer will go back to the free throw line. Dyer 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. Dyer looks to secure this one. She misses the first. And makes a second. Franklin will check in, so Dyer gets 15 points, meeting her average points per game. Hale gets it over, tips by Quinn, who ends up with it. Quinn drives to get it back, but time runs out, and North Dakota will win this one 70-65. Weber State fought back after being down as many as 18 points, but unable to close this one out, and Hawks keep their undefeated record here in the D-Event Center 5-0 and move on the all-time series between the two teams 7-2. They also keep their road streak against the Big Sky in conference play in regular season and have won 9 straight on the road in conference. And we'll have the Weber State game here on Saturday at 2 o'clock against Northern Colorado. You can catch that one here. A great game between 2 good teams here. And North Dakota with 3 teams scoring double digits. Dyer with 15, Claybo with 17, Frigi with 21, and Quinn led Weber State with 16 points tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Hawks win 70-65.
All right,